everyone, thanks for tuning in to the final review of this mini review series that is dedicated to none other than the brand new just released Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Legacy Thunder Megazord set. This is part 7 of 7. We have traveled quite the ways last week and into this week. I do apologize for not being able to upload any videos over the weekend or work on any videos at all because, life just gets in the way sometimes and you gotta take care of priority one. So that being said, here it is. We took a look at the Legacy Thunder Megazord combination yesterday, which is why it's still in the same formation. But now it's time to bring in Tigerzord, which we've already got right here. Left them right where they were from the end review of yesterday's work. So it's time to create the Mega Tigerzord, the last combination of this set. Now that said, we're going to need a few things, starting off with the sled here, which you all know what I think about this thing. I'm going to take off these black pieces here that really had no play in yesterday's review, except for this one right here, which the Firebird Thunderzord was actually combined with. So we'll get rid of the sled. And now it's time to transform all this into the Mega Tigerzord and finish this review series once and for all. For the record, I still gotta say that even though this is pretty much a nice combination, the fact that we gotta do a little parts forming here is kind of a letdown, I've got to say. It's not as bad as the sled from yesterday's review, but hey, when something's got to be complained about, it's just got to be complained about as long as it's the truth. That said, let's keep going. Okay, now this bit right here was a little tricky originally, but after a while I got pretty used to it. What you're supposed to do is take this piece right here and it's going to clip in right around this area somewhere. It will clip in. It's supposed to be like this notch. There it is. And this is what's going to keep it in place on the back of the Tigerzord, because unlike the execution of the 1994 release, this does not clip in too good, especially with the way that this is designed. So if you're not careful, this could break eventually. And look how far this actually stands out from the original. Well, even though I can't compare it with the original because I don't have it, some of you do know exactly what I'm talking about here. Yeah, that is a little bit of a nitpick, but nothing really against it. I understand that there's limits, but hey, maybe something that could have been touched up if a little more time was taken into the consideration, but oh well, it is what it is, right? And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Mega Tigerzord in its complete formation. But that said, we're missing something, so let's go ahead and take the Firebird and put back on its tail. And what we're going to do now is, hopefully I do this right the first time, is you clip in this bit right here, back onto the Firebird. And I think I got it the wrong way, hang on. Yeah, I'm still messing around with this thing. Sometimes I get parts right and sometimes I don't. Like yesterday, you probably didn't even notice I had the Firebird Thunderzord's head mistransformed, so on the back of Thunder Megazord, it was pecking it in the back. Yeah, bet you didn't notice that. Anyway, what you're supposed to do is open the hand here, slide this in here, and it holds pretty well, but there's this groove right here which I'm trying to show off. There's a groove to where these pegs here are actually going to catch on it, and that should actually hold it a lot better in place, more secure. And then we fold up the wings. Not easy to do this all on one take, but there we go. Now we're done. So there is Mega Tigerzord completely transformed. And you know, it isn't bad at all, even though there is some parts forming to this thing. Like Tigerzord's feet had to be taken off. Those leg pieces to Unicorn and Griffin had to be removed, which is unfortunate, but hey, whatever. And of course the helmet's got nowhere to go. So that said, everything else about it is pretty spiffy. I really do like this thing. I like the size of it compared to the Red Dragon Thunderzord, but this is definitely not show accurate, because if it were, Red Dragon Thunderzord would probably be just a little bit up to here, about right here at the head of the White Tigerzord. Because they did have side-by-side comparisons in the show after defeating an evil space alien in this combination mode. Sometimes they would shake hands and then nod at each other and then turn to look at the camera, which is pretty cool for what it is. I really do like this mode, but that said, there's not really much going on here. I mean, you get your standard rotatable shoulders, and then you got the elbow joint here, which has got some nice clicking. You got wrist rotation, you got hands that open, and you do get a little bit of some splay here. You could actually move the arms out just a little bit, not much, but it's just enough clearance to get past the thighs here. But outside of that, you know, there's nothing else here. There's no head rotation, so that's a little disappointing. There's nothing below the waist, so there's no knee joints. You can't actually split the legs any farther than what they already are. And they're still properly imbalanced. Unless they're completely straight next to each other, this thing is going to be wobbling just like Thunder Megazord was. But it's not as bad as Thunder Megazord. So, you know, overall, I'm really impressed with this set. It does have its nitpicks. It's got its good things, but, you know, it's also got some things that were a terrible choice, like the sled. I really do not like the Thunderzord Assault Team. It really needed another look at, but that said, maybe I did get a little carried away with myself during the review of the Thunder Megazord set during that part. I do apologize if I really pissed anybody off. Hopefully you'll give me another chance to redeem myself in later reviews of more Power Rangers Legacy items, but other than that, that's really it. There's nothing else to say. This thing is nice to look at. It makes a nice display piece, but you know, it really doesn't do anything. I mean, if you wanted to, you could have it hold the sword, you know, the Thunder Saber, but it never did that in the show. I don't recall it holding the Thunder Saber, or the staff, or even, you know, its sword in this mode. But you can if you want to, so that's a nice additional method. I mean, it's cool for what it is, but I've got nothing else to really say about it. This set, for $200, I gotta say, just give it a little more time. Wait till the price drops till, I say, you know, in all honesty, $150. You know, $200 right now for this thing. I mean, if you really need it that badly, then sure, go ahead. I mean, I had to get 2 of these things, right? You already know that story, so I don't have to tell you, and it's definitely not a story for another day because it's already said and done. But there you go, guys. I've got nothing else to really talk about for this. I can recommend it if you need it now, but like I said, if you really don't want to pay that much of a price for this item, just wait a little longer, because it's definitely going to be still available for quite some time now. It's probably going to end up just like Dragozord and White Tigerzord, sitting there for a while, then the price drops, and then soon enough it will be disappearing from the shelf. So if you have any questions or comments, you know what to do. Leave it down below in the comment section of this video. If you liked this video, this whole entire review series, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. If you have anything you want to discuss with me about this, if I missed something, leave it in the comment section down below. I will answer you when I got time. This is just the beginning of things to come. This is the one and only Sonic Ranger signing out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you whenever you see me.
He forgot the comparison! We can't end it on that note. We have to make it